YouTube channel. Sorry for the wait, although it wasn't that long, so you guys actually can't be mad at me. Yeah, that's what I thought. But why I don't know what's going on. No, I do know what's going on. I live close to the main road. But yeah, I'm back with another vlog. You know what it do. This vlog is basically just a continuation from where I left off in the previous vlog. So it's basically gonna be everything that I did in Feb. So in the month of Feb, I did my elective in internal medicine, so you're gonna see a lot of that. I also flew to Joburg by myself for the first time, which was nuts, by the way. And then I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind most of the time in Feb. I won't even lie to you. But shout out to my friends. They literally held me down. They held me down. Love them down boots. Okay? Friendship is the hill that I'm willing to die on, and you can quote me on that. So yeah, I love you guys so much. To be honest, I don't really have a lot to say. Except that I'm okay. In case anyone's wondering. If anyone cares. I'm okay. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I'll see you in my next one. So like I said, this is a continuation from my previous vlog. So this is the weekend after I had just arrived back from Vredenburg. I got some pretty devastating news on my way back to Cape Town, and I decided to go home. So I was with my family for about a day, and then I hit my girls up. I said, guys, I need to leave the house. They said, not a problem. Meet us at Bootleggers in Bloberg because we need a beach view and we need a beveragino. And that's exactly what we did. So this was the Sunday. We decided to get a little drinky drink at this Bootleggers, and we chose this one specifically because we knew that they served alcohol. But yeah, it was a really cute time, Shame. My friends looked so good, and we got to admire the beautiful view. I can't lie, something about being at the beach is just very peaceful for me, so this was exactly what I needed. Sange's mom ended up coming to pick us up, and she dropped us off at the mall, where I won't lie, we went and we got more alcohol, and then we spent the rest of the day at Olwetu's drinking. And a couple of days later, I had to be on my way to the airport because I was flying to Joburg. So you know how our parents always make us arrive at the airport like 5 hours before the plane takes off? Yeah, this was the first time that I was flying by myself, so that was just instilled in me. I made sure that I reserved the Uber the night before so that I could arrive at the airport on time to make sure that everything was sorted. So luckily I arrived at the airport with plenty of time to spare, so I was just chilling, to be honest. And then eventually got my boarding pass. We boarded the plane, everything was fine, but I was super duper nervous because, like I said, this was my first time flying by myself. So I hit up the group chat once again and I said, girls, I'm nervous. They said, it's okay, do you have your benzos with you? I said, yes, I do. They said, take them. So I took 2 of them, and I won't lie, knocked me out. So I slept the whole entire flight, and then when I woke up, we were in Schwansbeck. I won't lie, it was so interesting trying to navigate everything while I was at this airport by myself, because the only times that I've ever flown have been with my family. So when we would arrive at OR Tambo, I would just follow them because, you know, they're the adults, they know where we're going. But I had to figure everything out by myself, and it doesn't help that OR Tambo literally looks like a mall. I mean, it's pretty, but like, oh my gosh. So it was a lot. I had to ask 2 people to help me find where the Ubers picked me up because I had ordered an Uber and I didn't know where to go. But eventually I got there, got into my ride, and what was so funny is as soon as I got into the Uber, I greeted him in Xhosa because I'm so used to doing that in Cape Town. So I said, "Molo buti," and he looked at me and he goes, "Dumela katlego, okay?" And I was like, oh, right. Because we're in a completely different province, completely different city. It's a completely different culture here. But yeah, that was really interesting. It tickled me a little bit, I won't even lie. The drive from the airport was kind of long, I won't even lie. It was about 30 to 40 minutes, and the benzos were still in my system, so I was sleepy, but I was like intrigued by the view. And to be honest, I never really got to explore Joburg when I would come and visit with my family, so it was nice just to be able to see different things. Do you know what I mean? And I can't lie, the circumstances under which I went to Joburg were not the greatest, because I was there for a funeral. So there was a lot of mixed emotions that I was feeling. Obviously, most of it was sadness and despair. But I also wanted to just look around and take in the environment, because I want to move to Joburg one day. It's gonna happen, so I wanted to familiarize myself with the city that I was going to move to. But yeah, I was staying with a friend during my stay in Johannesburg, and I arrived. There was just a lot happening, and then a few hours later, another friend came to pick us up to take us to the family home so that we could help with preparations for the funeral. And once again, lots of mixed emotions, but it was also nice to meet the people that I met. Met his family, met his close friends, and yeah, here the men were slow roasting lamb overnight. I think they roasted it for like 12 hours, and so that was interesting. I was like, whoa, never experienced that before. Then we eventually went back to my friend's house, and then in the morning I had to wake up vroeg in die oggend. The sun was just rising, and that's because we didn't have water in the area, so I had to get ready somewhere else. And this was on the day of the funeral, so there was just a lot happening. That's why you're not going to be seeing anything other than the city. But yeah, we ended up getting ready, and then we made our way. And I decided to wear makeup on this day. I don't know why, because I cried it all off during the service. But it was a beautiful service, beautiful send-off. And yeah, this was the food. That lamb, that slow roasted lamb, was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I didn't really eat much though, because I did not have an appetite after such a heavy day. But afterwards, a few of us decided that we wanted to go and get a little drinky drink, because it was just a lot, guys. So we went to this place called Topo Gigio. I hope I'm saying that right. But we ended up not staying there because someone was a Habli addict and wanted to get some Habli. So we ended up going to Alta Bar instead. And it was quite cute. Like, yeah, they had a whole bunch of different things. They had games there. I have never been to a bar where they have like 30 seconds and a whole bunch of get to know each other cards. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we had a good time. It was a good end to a really sad day. I ended up staying the night at one of my new friends' place. Shout out to Fifi for having me. She was an absolute sweetheart. So this was the next day when I was leaving her place and going back to my other friend's place, where I was going to be staying for the rest of my time in Johannesburg.
Yeah, I'm having a hot pot. Right after I just cried. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but...
Also, shout out to Ebube, because he was actually the one that I was staying with, and there was a day where I was just not having a great day. It was just a lot, and so he said, do you know what, let's not stay in the house, let's go out. So we ended up going to Rosebank Mall, which, by the way, is so pretty. Oh my gosh, the outside area was stunning. And then we went to this restaurant with a few of his work colleagues called Mama Samba, and absolutely stunning. Like, are you kidding me? You people in Johannesburg, you're living quite nice, aren't you? Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because Joburg doesn't have a beach, so they have to compensate by having really pretty places and restaurants and places where you could eat. But yeah, didn't really have an appetite, so I just had a glass of wine, can't even lie to you. And then we eventually went back home, and this was my last day in Johannesburg. This was me, I think, on my way to the airport. Yep. I was there from the 10th of Feb to the 14th, so this was on Valentine's Day. I had to say my goodbyes and make my way to the airport. And once again, thank you so much to Ebube for hosting me. Also, that sign, that billboard that I saw actually tickled me, because what do you mean humans welcome? Who else would be welcome? But yeah, eventually made it to the airport on time. This was actually the day where I had to wake up vroeg in die oggend to get to the airport, and it was giving cloudy, it was giving maruru. So you know, I was just layered up. But eventually we got to the airport, got onto the flight, no problem. I was super duper nervous once again, because my anxiety flying, oh my gosh, my heart just drops to my ass every time the plane takes off. But thankfully I met this really sweet lady on the plane. She was from Brazil. She was such a sweetheart though. We were literally yapping it up. At some point she was even saying like, oh, she wants to invite me to Brazil the next time she goes. I'm like, girl, are you sure? Because I will go to Brazil. I want to go to Rio real bad. So yeah, we were just yapping it up the entire journey. But at some point when the plane was starting to take off, I was so anxious. Oh my gosh. So she was holding my hand. She was such a sweetheart once again. Oh my gosh, love her down. And she was like 56 if I'm not mistaken, but absolutely such a sweetheart. Definitely needed someone to comfort me during that moment. And yeah, at some point I ended up dozing off when we were flying, but it was quite a peaceful flight, I won't lie. Then when I woke up, tell me why she had bought me this Krispy Kreme donut and a juice. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, you didn't need to do that. But yeah, she was super duper sweet. She even wrote her number on it, and she was like, yeah, if you need anything, just call me. I was like, mother. How do you say mother in Portuguese? Is it madre? Because she was giving madre real bad. But yeah, ended up arriving safely back in Cape Town. And yeah, because I arrived on the Saturday, I only had the Sunday as a rest day. And then the Monday, I was starting with my elective in internal medicine. Oh my gosh, I was not excited at all. I don't want to go left unsaid. I hate walking with everything in me. I don't know. I need Mercedes to come and sponsor me, okay? I've had it. The HDMI was really HDMIing, because tell me why I got distracted by these birds on my way to the hospital. But anyway, made it there safely, and then eventually had to get to work. And the ward, it was so hot, it was dark, the aircon wasn't working, I was dying. Plus I had cramps on that day. It was just not a good day. But eventually I got to leave after a full day of working, so I was happy about that. Guys, I'm 20 minutes into my call. I tried to put my N95 mask on. It snapped on my face and now it's broken. So now I have to trek to another side of the hospital to get another one. Day is going amazing. And it's a Saturday. Yeah, that was just not a great moment. Because we were on call on a Saturday. But it was okay. Ended up getting my N95 and I saw the patients that I needed to see. Guys, I'm so tired, but it's lunchtime and I'm about to go sit outside. I don't know if I should sit by the grass or one of these benches, but I already passed the bench, so I might as well just go sit on the grass, girl. I've had it. I eventually settled for this place to have my lunch. Mind you, it was like 2:30 and my first time having a bite of something. I found a place to chill. out in the sun because it's so cold in the EC. So yeah, I'm gonna eat and then I'll go back after a while because I'm tired. Hello? Hello? Hi. Exhale. Please stay there and don't shit on me, please. I've gone through enough. Guys, medicine is actually so shit. I just had to call my patient's family and tell them that their dad might not make it, that he's not doing as well as we would hope. Crazy. I wish everyone that I treated could just get better. But yeah, after a really emotionally taxing day, I finally got to go home, so I was happy about that. Guys, I'm finally free. I'm leaving the hospital. But guess what time I was supposed to leave? 4 o'clock. Guess what time it is now? 6:30. The next day was a Sunday and I was post-call, so I had to go to the hospital. Mind you, all I did the previous day when I got home was sleep. I don't want to be here. I'm so tired. I'm dehydrated, but gotta do what I gotta do. The work never stops. When I walk around, going from one ward to another. Guys, at this point I'm gonna lose weight because the stairs at GSH and the walking from one ward to another is not easy. At least between the hustle and the bustle, my 4th year babies and I got to sit down at some point, so that was something. This is what I be talking about with these days. There's 1,000,001 of them, and I'm only one guy. Guys, it's 12 o'clock and I'm going home. Thankfully, because we were post-call, there wasn't that much work that we needed to do, so we ended up leaving at 12 p.m. Shout out. And then came home and I decided to take a little nappy nap. And then later on in the evening, I was heading to Sea Point because I had a date with my bestie, Yolanda. She was in Cape Town for just a couple of days, and I said, girl, please slot me in somewhere there. So we got to spend time together, and I was so happy about that because when I was in Joburg, I didn't really get to see her because she was so busy. But yeah, ended up making it to Sea Point. We decided to go to Mojo Market because every Sunday they have free salsa dance classes, and we just wanted something to take the edge off. Do you know what I mean? So that's a little plug for all of you people that don't know about that. Mojo Market, every Sunday they have salsa classes and it's completely free, and it was really, really fun. The only thing, we had to dance with a bunch of random strangers, which was a lot. It was a lot, but it was a good time. It was a good time. And this is my gorgeous babe over here. Love her down. We eventually decided to get some food. I can't remember what we got, to be honest. And then we also got a little cocktail, and then we spent the rest of the evening just catching up and enjoying the lively environment of Mojo Market. And then eventually it was home time because yeah, we all got work to do. And oh, she's such a sweetheart because she got me a bouquet of flowers to make me feel better because I was having a really, really rough time. So shout out to her. Then the next morning, had to wake up bright and early to be at the hospital, and I could not be bothered to walk, so I took an Uber. Yes, I know the hospital is like 10 minutes away, but I took an Uber, girl. I did. And I think you can see on my face that I was just not having a good time. I'm so sorry. Like, internal medicine was great, but emotionally, I was just not in a great space, so it was just a lot. I feel like shit, but happy Friday, I guess. The week ended up flying by because next thing I knew, it was Friday, and we started our day off with a morbidity and mortality meeting. And luckily they gave us breakfast, so that was fine. And then my 4th years, they gave me a little gift because it was their last day with us at the hospital. So that was cute. They were so adorable. And yeah, the day on Friday wasn't actually too bad. Got home and I had to quickly get ready because I was going to a carnival with my besties, and I was super duper excited for that. I made sure that I did my makeup so that I could feel good, because you know, when you look good you feel good, that type of thing. And we decided that we were going to meet at N1 City because that was the point that was most central to us. And then yeah, met up with my cuties. Prepare yourselves for a lot of chaos.
Both of you guys have jackets, guys.
Yeah, dude, because we did say bring one.
Joe!
It's currently 23 degrees. It's autumn. They're stealing the
Oh my god, sun manipulation.
I have proof.
We have the proof.
I have been tracking the sun to be updated.
Oh!
And look where it is.
Yeah, let's look where it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get sun manipulation.
Fucking long. Winter's gonna be
Fucking hell.
Winter is here. What's the song again?
I love you like EXO.
I can't wait.
You love me like EXO. You kill me more EXO. You love me like EXO. I give you everything. Baby, love me lights out. Baby, love me lights out. You can turn the lights out.
So after all of that hooting and hollering and talking about sun manipulation, yeah, we decided to hop into the car and get to where we needed to go, because the carnival was actually happening at Brackenfell High School. So that's why we decided to meet at N1 City, because I was coming all the way from the southern suburbs, they were coming all the way from the northern suburbs. So we needed to meet at a central point so that we could get there together. And yeah, we were super duper excited because, have you guys seen the XO music video by Beyonce? We were excited to live as XO, guys. I won't even lie. So when we ended up getting to Brackenfell and we saw the high school and we saw all of the people and all of the rides, oh my gosh, the adrenaline immediately started kicking in because we were so excited.
Now you guys are like, yeah, I'm like the mom, like, okay.
Let's go there, let's go there.
So the reason why we were running so much to get to the ticket booth is so that we could get our wristbands that would allow us to go on all of the rides. And it had a sign that said closed, but the people were still behind the window, so we were like, are you closed, are you not? So we just decided to book it so that we could get it and we can go on the rides. And yeah, this was the first one that we went on. It was called the Tornado, and yo guys, this one yo, this is me after surviving the tornado, guys. Yo, that ride was so intense. Like, at some point we were upside down, spinning around. I didn't know if I was looking at the sky or the ground at some point. Like, it was just a lot, but it was the best way to start us off because it really got the adrenaline pumping. But yeah, then the next one that we went on was this one. It's called the Mexican Hat, and I ended up making a new friend, but she was like 16. And this was me after the Mexican Hat. We had a time, I'm sure you can see on my face, like I'm literally having the best time ever. The next one that we went on was the Scrambler. Oh girl, it really did scramble us. I won't even lie to you. You might want to turn your volume down for this one.
Guys, I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Oh my god.
She's so fast. She's so fast. Wow.
She's literally an egg eater.
She's an egg eater. We're getting there. Oh, we're getting scrambled, yeah. Scrambled or fertilized.
That's crazy.
The next one we went on was this giant swing. Just listen to the screams. We got onto this one, and at first we were just swinging so leisurely, so chilled, not knowing what was coming. Yo guys, it was a lot, but I'm so glad that we did this because I definitely needed it after the month that February was. It was absolutely horrendous. So yeah.
This one is gonna be great. This one we are healing our inner child. Period.
Because when last was I on a swing?
Right?
When you think about it,
When was the last one?
Exactly. Next thing you know, we're on the swing. Our legs are going numb. The swing is going higher and higher. It's going faster and faster. Yo, guys, but it was so fun. This was literally all I could see. This is all I could see. But it was super duper fun. Like, yo, I literally felt like a kid again, but like in the best way possible. And then the next one that we went on was this breakdance one. It was basically like bumper cars, but like you're spinning out of control and it seems like you're gonna bump into the others, but you don't actually bump into them. Yo guys, it was a lot, but also we weren't allowed to record on this one, but I was super duper excited. And yeah, I got caught taking a video of myself because I'm vain or whatever. But yeah, had the absolute best twang. And I don't remember what this one was called, but this was the last ride that I went on for the night. It was definitely a lot more tame than the other ones, and I think it was a nice calm after all of that other chaos.
Ivo! Where were you guys? Where were you?
But yeah, that was the end of the carnival. We ended up getting these matching ears just as a little souvenir, you know, of our experience. And then we ended up heading out. But honestly, 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend and would definitely go again. The next carnival, I am there. Okay.
We're going to Pride! Guys, I'm basically naked.
Then the next day, Tutu and I decided to go to the Pride Mardi Gras that was happening at the Greenpoint track. We were so excited because this was our first time going to Pride, and that's absolutely crazy because we've been living in Cape Town for how many years and we have never been. But yeah, we were super duper excited. We unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to go to the march that was happening earlier in the day because we woke up late. I won't even lie to you. But we met some people as we were arriving at the Greenpoint track who gave us those pride flags. So we were so excited. And look how many people there were. Oh my gosh, like it was packed. It was packed. And I was worried about my outfit. There were people wearing BDSM outfits. And you're gonna see my outfit is not even that bad. But yeah, eventually the line got shorter and shorter and we eventually got in. And one of the first things that we saw was this poster by Impulse Cape Town about protecting LGBTQ plus youth, especially, you know, in the climate that we live in and all of the unfortunate losses that we have experienced within the LGBTQIA plus community. So it was just beautiful that we could pay homage to them, but also really important that we emphasize the importance of protecting queer rights. But yeah, we got in and there was a lot. There were so many people, there were so many stations. Absolutely love Impulse because they had so many posters, they had so many stalls where you could, you know, take pictures, you could win some prizes, do quizzes. And yeah, this was my OOTD. So I basically was not naked. And then there were plenty of stalls, plenty of companies that had collaborated with Pride. And here we were trying some Schweppes, the different flavors that they had. This girl was such a cutie. She was such a vibe. We tried the tangerine, pineapple, and pomegranate, I think. They were all really good. And then we decided that we wanted to go and get a little drink.
Add another one. I'm joking. Add it. I know. Woo! Turn it down.
Another one.
Another one. Thank you. Woo! Drink yam bachumba mujimi.
Also, yeah, don't mind that. But after that, we decided to walk and try to find some of the food stalls because we saw so many places selling beverages, selling all of these different things, but we couldn't find no food. But eventually we did find the food. They were just all the way at the end, so we took a little walk at the end. I think that day we must have walked over 10k steps because wow, we were up enough. But eventually we found the food stalls and there were so many places to choose from.
Come, let's see you. Period.
People. In the same breath, I'd like to take a moment to remind us all that we are no longer in the shadows. We are no longer a secret. We are no longer coming out at night. We are now in the daytime and we're celebrating bright, loud, and as beautiful as we are. I'd like to take opportunity to welcome our speakers onto stage now. Thank you so much.
After eating, we decided to go back to the Impulse station so that we could try and get a little something to take home.
Okay.
You got this, bestie.
Yours for the true or false question is a one question. Alright. What year did South Africa legalize same-sex? What year did South Africa legalize same-sex? It's between 2008 and 2010.
He's looking like.
That is why our Constitution matters. That is why leadership matters. And yes, my friends, that's why election.
Are you looking both the answer or one answer?
We move really from there.
I need one. I need one answer. So now you're giving me two. So I need to choose for myself 2010 or 2008. Which one do you go for?
Yesterday, he announced his intention to stand as the leader of the Democratic Alliance. His message was simple:
2010.
for a stronger SA.
Oh no!
But at least now you're gonna be right? And to know. So same-sex marriage was legalized before 2006.
Oh!
So unfortunately, you don't get it.
It's okay, Missy, I'll share with you.
So the quizzes were not easy, guys, but I ended up getting a true or false question. So I ended up getting it right, and I walked away with a little sexy sack, which was a gift from Impulse. So thank you, Impulse. And then afterwards, Tuta and I decided to go and check out one of the other stations because Wimpy was there, and they had a lot of prizes. So you could spin the wheel, and whatever number it lands on, you get a prize.
Y'all got this.
Yes, Bessie.
After Bestie finally got his prize, we decided to go to this one photo booth that we saw, and we could pick out any accessory that we wanted. So I got these glasses and he got a sash, and then we went in, took our photos, and then we had to wait, and this girl's top was sending me, but eventually we got our pictures, and then we decided to walk around a little bit and look at all of the different stalls and what they had going on. So a lot of them were selling a lot of merch. Yeah, so it was quite exciting. It was a vibe. Everyone was super duper nice. We ended up meeting quite a few lovely people, and it was just a really good time.
Fucking, I'm awesome. Can I include you guys? Woo! Yeah,
Also, there were a few stalls where we ended up getting a couple of things for free, so love that for us, because I was not about to pay R1 million for things.
Oh, that's easy. Wait till
Oh, my mounting.
I love these. Can I include you guys in my vlog? Hi. Why Indian?
Perfect. You want to grab any color? Enjoy.
Thank you. Yay!
There were so many free goodies that we got, and a couple of things that I did buy that were like 15 rand. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get that. But yeah, after all of that, we just walked around a little bit more, supporting all of these businesses and just having a great time. So that was basically Pride for us. Definitely an amazing experience. I will definitely be joining them again next year.
We go. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You give me time, give me time, give me time.
But yeah, that was the end of my vlog, besties. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.